Madonna Louise Ciccone, born August 16, 1958, is an American singer, songwriter, actress, and businesswoman. Referred to as the Queen of Pop since the 1980s, Madonna is known for pushing the boundaries of songwriting in mainstream popular music and for the imagery she uses on stage and in music videos. She has frequently reinvented her music and image while maintaining autonomy within the recording industry. Her works have been praised by music critics and have sparked controversy. Madonna is often cited as an influence by other artists. Born and raised in Michigan, Madonna moved to New York City in 1978 to pursue a career in modern dance. After performing as a drummer, guitarist, and vocalist in the rock bands Breakfast Club and Emmy, Madonna signed with Sire Records in 1982 and released her eponymous debut album the next year. She followed it with a series of successful albums, including global bestsellers like Virgin, 1984, and True Blue, 1986, as well as Grammy Award winners Ray of Light, 1998, and Confessions on a Dance Floor, 2005. Many of her songs have reached the top of record charts worldwide, including Like a Virgin, La Isla Bonita, Like a Prayer, Vogue, Take a Bow, Frozen, Music, Hung Up, and 4 Minutes. Madonna's popularity was further enhanced by her roles in films such as Desperately Seeking Susan, 1985, Dick Tracy, 1990, A League of Their Own, 1992, and Evita, 1996. While Evita earned her a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, many of her other films received poor reviews. As a businesswoman, Madonna founded an entertainment company called Maverick, including the label Maverick Records, in 1992. Her other ventures include fashion design, children's books, health clubs, and filmmaking. She contributes to various charities, having founded Ray of Light Foundation in 1998 and Raising Malawi in 2006. Having sold more than 300 million records worldwide, Madonna is noted as the best-selling female recording artist of all time by Guinness World Records. The Recording Industry Association of America listed her as the third highest certified female artist in the U.S., with 64.5 million album units. According to Billboard, Madonna is the most successful solo artist in its Hot 100 chart history. She is also the highest-grossing solo touring artist of all time, accumulating US $1.4 billion from her concert tickets. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in her first year of eligibility, Madonna topped countdown of 100 greatest women in music. Rolling Stone listed her among the 100 greatest artists of all time and the 100 greatest songwriters of all time. Madonna Louise Ciccone was born to Catholic parents Madonna Louise Forden, 1933–1963, and Silvio Anthony Tony Ciccone VI, in Bay City, Michigan, on August 16, 1958. 7. Her father's parents were Italian immigrants from Pacentro, while her mother was of French-Canadian descent. 8. Tony worked as an engineer designer for Chrysler and General Motors. Since Madonna had the same name as her mother, family members called her Little Nonni. Madonna later commented about her name, "How could I be anything else but what I am, having been named Madonna? I would either have ended up a nun or this." 9. She has 2 older brothers, Anthony and Martin, and 3 younger siblings, Paula, Christopher, and Melanie. 10. Upon being confirmed in the Catholic Church in 1966, she adopted Veronica as a confirmation name. 11. She was raised in the Detroit suburbs of Pontiac and Avon Township, now Rochester Hills. Months before her mother died of breast cancer at age 30 on December 1, 1963, Madonna noticed changes in her behavior and personality, although she did not understand the reason. 6. Her mother was at a loss to explain her medical condition, and often began to cry when Madonna questioned her about it. Madonna later acknowledged that she had not grasped the concept of her mother dying. 12. Madonna turned to her paternal grandmother for solace. The Ciccone siblings resented housekeepers and rebelled against anyone brought into their home who they thought would try to take the place of their beloved mother. Madonna later told Vanity Fair that she saw herself in her youth as a lonely girl who was searching for something. "I wasn't rebellious in a certain way. I cared about being good at something. I didn't shave my underarms and I didn't wear makeup like normal girls do. But I studied and I got good grades. I wanted to be somebody." Terrified that her father Tony could be taken from her as well, Madonna was often unable to sleep unless she was near him. 6. Madonna's stepmother and father, Joan and Tony Ciccone, 2009. In 1966, Tony married the family's housekeeper Joan Gustafson. They had 2 children, Jennifer and Mario. 10. Madonna resented her father for getting remarried, and began rebelling against him, which strained their relationship for many years afterward. 6. She attended St. Frederick's and St. Andrew's Catholic Elementary Schools, and West Middle School. Madonna was known for her high grade point average, and achieved notoriety for her unconventional behavior. She would perform cartwheels and handstands in the hallways between classes, dangle by her knees from the monkey bars during recess, and pull up her skirt during class, all so that the boys could see her underwear. 13. Madonna's father put her in classical piano lessons, but she later convinced him to allow her to take ballet lessons. 14. Christopher Flynn, her ballet teacher, persuaded her to pursue a career in dance. 15. She later attended Rochester Adams High School where she became a straight-A student and a member of the cheerleading squad. 16. After graduating, she received a dance scholarship to the University of Michigan and studied over the summer at the American Dance Festival in Durham, North Carolina. 17-18. At the age of 19, Madonna began studying dance under the tutelage of Martha Graham, the noted American dancer and choreographer. It was Graham who gave her the nickname Madam X. She titled her 2019 album Madam X in reference to this. 19. In 1978, Madonna dropped out of college and relocated to New York City. 20. She had little money while working as a waitress at Dunkin' Donuts and with modern dance troupes, taking classes at the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater and eventually performing with Pearl Lang Dance Theater. 21-18-22, Madonna said of her move to New York, "It was the first time I'd ever taken a plane, the first time I'd ever gotten a taxi cab. I came here with $35 in my pocket. It was the bravest thing I'd ever done." She started to work as a backup dancer for other established artists. One night, while returning from a rehearsal, a pair of men held her at knife point and forced her to perform fellatio. She later found the incident to be a taste of my weakness. "It showed me that I still could not save myself in spite of all the strong girl show. I could never forget it." 24. While performing as a backup singer and dancer for the French disco artist Patrick Hernandez on his 1979 world tour, Madonna became romantically involved with musician Dan Gilroy 13, and they lived in an abandoned synagogue in Corona, Queens. 25-26, together, they formed her first rock band, The Breakfast Club, for which Madonna sang and played drums and guitar. 27. In 1980-10, or 1981-28, she left Breakfast Club and, with her then-boyfriend Stephen Bray as drummer, formed the band Emmy. The two began writing songs together, but Madonna later decided to promote herself as a solo act. 29. Her music impressed DJ and record producer Mark Kammins, who arranged a meeting between Madonna and Sire Records founder Seymour Stein in June 1986. Madonna released her third studio album, True Blue, which was inspired by and dedicated to her husband Pennsylvania 56. Rolling Stone was impressed with the effort, writing that the album sounds as if it comes from the heart. 57. 5 singles were released: Live to Tell, Papa Don't Preach, True Blue, Open Your Heart, and La Isla Bonita, all of which reached number 1 in the US or the UK. 47-58, the album topped the charts in 28 countries worldwide, an unprecedented achievement at the time, and remains Madonna's best-selling studio album, with sales of 25 million copies. 5960, True Blue was featured in the 1992 edition of Guinness World Records as the best-selling album by a woman of all time. 61. Madonna in a red dress and short blonde hair, looking down. Madonna performing during the Who's That Girl World Tour, 1987. Madonna starred in the critically panned film Shanghai Surprise in 1986, for which she received her first Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Actress. 62, she made her theatrical debut in a production of David Rabe's Goose and Tom Tom, the film and play both co-starred Pennsylvania. 63, the next year, Madonna was featured in the film Who's That Girl? She contributed 4 songs to its soundtrack, including the title track and Causing a Commotion. 34, Madonna embarked on the Who's That Girl World Tour in June 1987, which continued until September. 64-65, it broke several attendance records, including over 130,000 people in a show near Paris, which was then a record for the highest attended female concert of all time. 66, later that year, she released a remix album of past hits, You Can Dance, which reached number 14 on the Billboard 200. 33-67, after an annulment in December 1987, Madonna filed for divorce from Penn in January 1989, citing irreconcilable differences. 44. In January 1989, Madonna signed an endorsement deal with soft drink manufacturer Pepsi. In one Pepsi commercial, she debuted Like a Prayer, the lead single and title track from her 4th studio album. The music video featured Catholic symbols such as stigmata and cross burning, and a dream of making love to a saint, leading the Vatican to condemn the video. Religious groups sought to ban the commercial and boycott Pepsi products. Pepsi revoked the commercial and cancelled her sponsorship contract. 68-69, Like a Prayer topped the charts in many countries, becoming her 7th number 1 on the Hot 100. 34-47. Madonna co-wrote and co-produced Like a Prayer with Patrick Leonard, Stephen Ray, and Prince. 70. Music critic J. D. Considine from Rolling Stone praised it as close to art as pop music gets, proof not only that Madonna should be taken seriously as an artist but that hers is one of the most compelling voices of the 80s. 71. Like a Prayer peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and sold 15 million copies worldwide. 33-72. Other successful singles from the album were Express Yourself and Cherish, both peaked at number 2 in the US, as well as the UK Top 5 Dear Jessie and the US Top 10 Keep It Together. 34-47. By the end of the 1980s, Madonna was named as the Artist of the Decade by MTV, Billboard and Musician magazine. 73-74-75. Madonna starred as Breathless Mahoney in the film Dick Tracy, 1990, with Warren Beatty playing the title role. 76. The film went to number 1 on the U.S. box office for 2 weeks and Madonna received a Saturn Award nomination for Best Actress. 77-78. To accompany the film, she released the soundtrack album, I'm Breathless, which included songs inspired by the film's 1930s setting. It also featured the U.S. number 1 song Vogue, 79, and Sooner or Later. 80. While shooting the film, Madonna began a relationship with Beatty, which dissolved by the end of 1990. 81. Madonna performing with a Dick Tracy lookalike during the Blonde Ambition World Tour, 1990. In April 1990, Madonna began her Blonde Ambition World Tour, which was held until August. 82. Rolling Stone called it an elaborately choreographed, sexually provocative extravaganza and proclaimed it the best tour of 1990. 83. The tour generated strong negative reaction from religious groups for her performance of Like a Virgin, during which 2 male dancers caressed her body before she simulated masturbation. 64. In response, Madonna said, "The tour in no way hurts anybody's sentiments. It's for open minds and gets them to see sexuality in a different way. Their own and others. 84. The live recording of the tour won Madonna her first Grammy Award, in the category of Best Long-Form Music Video. 85. The Immaculate Collection, Madonna's first greatest hits compilation album, was released in November 1990. It included 2 new songs, Justify My Love and Rescue Me. 86. The album was certified diamond by RIAA and sold over 31 million copies worldwide, becoming the best-selling compilation album by a solo artist in history. 87-88, Justify My Love reached number 1 in the US, becoming her 9th number 1. 47, its music video featured scenes of sadomasochism, bondage, same-sex kissing, and brief nudity. 89-90, the video was deemed too sexually explicit for MTV and was banned from the network. 89. In December 1990, Madonna decided to leave Jennifer Lynch's film, Boxing Helena, which she had previously agreed to star in, without any explanation to the producers. 91. Around this time, Madonna had an 8-month relationship with rapper Vanilla Ice. He ended their relationship because of Madonna's sex book. 92. Her first documentary film, Truth or Dare, known as In Bed with Madonna Outside North America, 93, was released in May 1991. Chronicling her Blonde Ambition World Tour, it became the highest-grossing documentary of all time, surpassed 11 years later by Michael Moore's Bowling for Columbine. 94. 1992 to 1997, Maverick, Erotica, Sex, Bedtime Stories, Evita, and Motherhood. In 1992, Madonna starred in A League of Their Own as Mamor Dabito, a baseball player on an all-women's team. It reached number 1 on the box office and became the 10th highest-grossing film of the year in the US. 95, she recorded the film's theme song, This Used to Be My Playground, which became her 10th Hot 100 number 1 hit, the most by any female artist at the time. 47. The same year, she founded her own entertainment company, Maverick, consisting of a record company, Maverick Records, a film production company, Maverick Films, and associated music publishing, television broadcasting, book publishing and merchandising divisions. The deal was a joint venture with Time Warner and paid Madonna an advance of $60 million. It gave her 20% royalties from the music proceedings, the highest rate in the industry at the time, equaled only by Michael Jackson's royalty rate established a year earlier with Sony. 96. The first 2 projects released simultaneously from the venture were Madonna's 5th studio album, Erotica, and her coffee table book, Sex. Consisting of sexually provocative and explicit images, photographed by Stephen Meisel, the book received strong negative reaction from the media and the general public, but sold 1.5 million copies at $50 each in a matter of days. 97-98, the widespread backlash overshadowed Erotica, which ended up as her lowest-selling album at the time. 98, despite positive reviews, it became her first studio album since her debut album not to score any chart topper in the US. The album entered the Billboard 200 at number 2 and yielded the Hot 100 top 10 hits Erotica and Deeper and Deeper. 33-47, Madonna continued her provocative imagery in the 1993 erotic thriller, Body of Evidence, a film which contained scenes of sadomasochism and bondage. It was poorly received by critics. 99-100, she also starred in the film Dangerous Game, which was released straight to video in North America. The New York Times described the film as angry and painful, and the pain feels real. 101. Madonna in short blonde hair, wearing a green bra and purple pants, singing to a microphone, held in her left hand. Madonna performing during the Girly Show World Tour, 1993. In September 1993, Madonna embarked on the Girly Show World Tour, in which she dressed as a whip-cracking dominatrix surrounded by topless dancers. In Puerto Rico, she rubbed the island's flag between her legs on stage, resulting in outrage among the audience. 64. In March 1994, she appeared as a guest on The Late Show with David Letterman, using profanity that required censorship on television, and handing Letterman a pair of her panties and asking him to smell it. 102. The releases of her sexually explicit book, album and film, and the aggressive appearance on Letterman all made critics question Madonna as a sexual renegade. Critics and fans reacted negatively, who commented that she had gone too far and that her career was over. 103. Biographer J. Randy Terribly described her ballad I'll Remember, 1994, as an attempt to tone down her provocative image. The song was recorded for Aila Kashishian's film With Honors. 104. She made a subdued appearance with Letterman at an awards show and appeared on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno after realizing that she needed to change her musical direction in order to sustain her popularity. 105. With her sixth studio album, Bedtime Stories, 1994, Madonna employed a softer image to try to improve the public perception. 105. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and generated 2 U.S. top 5 hits, Secret and Take a Bow, the latter topping the Hot 100 for 7 weeks, the longest period of any Madonna single. 106. Something to Remember, a collection of ballads, was released in November 1995. The album featured 3 new songs, You'll See, One More Chance, and a cover of Marvin Gaye's I Want You. 47. 107. Around this time Madonna started dating rapper Tupac Shakur, but it ended in 1994. The next year, Shakur revealed in a letter to Madonna that he ended the relationship because she was white. 108. She later became romantically involved with fitness trainer Carlos Leon. 109. In the 1996 musical, Evita, Madonna played the title role of Eva Peron. 110. 111. For a long time, Madonna had desired to play Peron and wrote to director Alan Parker to explain why she would be perfect for the part. She said later, "This is the role I was born to play. I put everything of me into this because it was much more than a role in a movie. It was exhilarating and intimidating at the same time. And I am prouder of Evita than anything else I have done." 112. After securing the role, she had vocal training and learned about the history of Argentina and Peron. During filming Madonna became ill several times, after finding out that she was pregnant, and from the intense emotional effort required with the scenes. 113. After Evita's release in December 1996, Madonna's performance was praised by film critics. 114. Zach Connor from Time magazine commented, "It's a relief to say that Evita is pretty damn fine, well cast and handsomely visualized. Madonna once again confounds our expectations." 115. Madonna won a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in Motion Picture Musical or Comedy for the role. 116. The Evita soundtrack, containing songs mostly performed by Madonna, was released as a double album. 117. It included You Must Love Me and Don't Cry for Me Argentina, the latter reached number 1 in countries across Europe. 118. Madonna was presented with the Artist Achievement Award by Tony Bennett at the 1996 Billboard Music Awards. 119. On October 14, 1996, she gave birth to Lord Maria Ciccone Leon, her daughter with Leon. 120. Biographer Mary Cross writes that although Madonna often worried that her pregnancy would harm Evita, she reached some important personal goals. Now 38 years old, Madonna had at last triumphed on screen and achieved her dream of having a child, both in the same year. She had reached another turning point in her career, reinventing herself and her image with the public. 121. Her relationship with Carlos Leon ended in May 1997 and she declared that they were better off as best friends. 122. 123. 1998 to 2002, Ray of Light, Music, Second Marriage, and Touring Comeback. After Lord's birth, Madonna became involved in Eastern mysticism and Kabbalah, introduced to her by actress Sandra Bernhard. 124, her seventh studio album, Ray of Light, 1998, reflected this change in her perception and image. 125-126, she collaborated with electronica producer William Orbit and wanted to create a sound that could blend dance music with pop and British rock. 127, American music critic Ann Powers explained that what Madonna searched for with Orbit was a kind of a lushness that she wanted for this record. Techno and rave were happening in the 90s and had a lot of different forms. There was very experimental, more hard stuff like Aphex Twin. There was party stuff like Fatboy Slim. That's not what Madonna wanted for this. She wanted something more like a singer-songwriter, really. And William Orbit provided her with that. 127. A blonde woman sitting on a block of hay. She is playing a guitar and singing in front of a standing microphone. She has short hair and wears gray-colored cowboy clothes. Madonna performing on the Drowned World Tour, 2001. The album garnered critical acclaim, with Slant magazine calling it one of the great pop masterpieces of the 90s. 128, Ray of Light was honored with 4 Grammy Awards, including Best Pop Album and Best Dance Recording, and was nominated for both Album of the Year and Record of the Year. 129, Rolling Stone listed it among the 500 greatest albums of all time. 130, commercially, the album peaked at number 1 in numerous countries and sold more than 16 million copies worldwide. 131, the album's lead single, Frozen, became Madonna's first single to debut at number 1 in the UK, while in the US it became her 6th number 2 single, setting another record for Madonna as the artist with the most number 2 hits. 132, the second single, Ray of Light, debuted at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. 133, the 1998 edition of Guinness Book of World Records documented that no female artist has sold more records than Madonna around the world. 134. Madonna founded Ray of Light Foundation, which focused on women, education, global development and humanitarian. 135. She signed on to play a violin teacher in the 1999 film Music of the Heart but left the project, citing creative differences with director Wes Craven. 136, she recorded the single Beautiful Stranger for the 1999 film Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, which earned her a Grammy Award for Best Song Written for a Motion Picture, Television or Other Visual Media. 85, Madonna starred in the 2000 film The Next Best Thing, and contributed 2 songs to the film's soundtrack. Time Stood Still and a cover of Don McLean's 1971 song American Pie. 137. Madonna released her 8th studio album, Music, in September 2000. It featured elements from the electronica-inspired Ray of Light era, and like its predecessor, received acclaim from critics. Collaborating with French producer Mirwais Ahmadzai, Madonna commented, "I love to work with the weirdos that no one knows about, the people who have raw talent and who are making music unlike anyone else out there. Music is the future of sound." 138, Stephen Thomas Erlewine from AllMusic felt that music blows by in a kaleidoscopic rush of color, technique, style and substance. It has so many depth and layers that it's easily as self-aware and earnest as Ray of Light. 139, the album took the number 1 position in more than 20 countries worldwide and sold 4 million copies in the first 10 days. 129, in the US, Music debuted at the top, and became her first number 1 album in 11 years since Like a Prayer. 140, it produced 3 singles, the Hot 100 number 1 Music, Don't Tell Me, and What It Feels Like for a Girl. 47, the music video of What It Feels Like for a Girl depicted Madonna committing acts of crime and vandalism, and was banned by MTV and VH1.